So given this, like, really unique kind of paradoxical backdrop,
Yeah.
what are the specific financing challenges that cannabis businesses actually face? The guide really digs into this.
It does, yeah. It lays it all out. And really, the number one barrier is that federal classification
Right.
of cannabis as a Schedule I controlled substance,
Right.
which it sounds bureaucratic,
Right.
but it has a huge impact.
Yeah.
It creates obstacles at almost every turn.
Like this giant, like, do not enter sign for financial institutions.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So federally regulated entities like banks and credit unions,
Yeah.
they're understandably extremely reluctant to get involved
Yeah.
in directly financing cannabis businesses.
Right.
The guide does a good job of laying out all the potential repercussions and reputational risks that are deterrents.
Right.
I mean, they're worried about everything from, like,
Okay.
prosecution and asset forfeiture to just how it looks.
The optic.
The optics of being associated with something that the federal government still says is illegal.
And it's not just about getting a loan to expand. It's
Right.
like the basic financial
Yeah, the basics.
that most businesses just take for granted every day.
Exactly.
Right.
The guide highlights how cannabis businesses often struggle
Yeah.
to access even, like, just basic business checking accounts.
Right. Yeah.
Lines of credit to manage cash flow, even merchant services to process customer payments.
Right.
And this lack of access really hurts their ability to operate,
Makes sense.
to invest,
Yeah.
even to manage day-to-day expenses.
Yeah. And because the industry is still, like, relatively young in its legalized form,
Yeah.
it hasn't been around forever.
Right.
So there's not that, like, long established financial track record,
Right.
which I'm guessing makes lenders extra cautious
Oh, yeah. Super cautious.
when they even consider getting involved.
Absolutely. It's all about risk.
Right.
And the guide echoes that, the industry's youth
Yeah.
means there's limited historical financial data for lenders to look at.
Right.
To really analyze when they're assessing risk
Right.
and projecting returns.
That makes it hard to.
Yeah, it's all uncertain.
Yeah.
And that uncertainty often means much higher interest rates
Right.
and stricter terms on the very limited financing that is available,
Right.
which adds more financial pressure on these businesses.
Like a risk tax
Exactly.
built right in.
Yeah.
And then on top of all that,
Yeah.
we have this, like, incredibly complex, ever-evolving regulatory minefield.
It's a minefield.
It's not straightforward at all, like
Yeah.
setting up a bakery or something.
No, not at all. Yeah, the guide really points out that added complexity from the regulations,
Right.
strict compliance requirements at the state and local levels, frequent and unpredictable changes,
Right.
and the fact that state laws vary so widely.
Right.
All these are extra risk factors that lenders have to think about, and
Right.
it leads to more due diligence, higher costs
Right.
associated with just trying to get financing.
So we've established that this, like, really complicated legal landscape, with the federal prohibition still there, looming.
Looming large, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big elephant in the room.
For sure.
When we talk about financing,
Absolutely.
let's, like, dig a little deeper
Yeah.
into this interplay
Yeah.
between federal and state regulations.
Yeah. The guide does a good job with this.
Yeah, it does.
You know, what's really interesting and often really frustrating for people in this industry
Yeah.
is this conflict
Yeah.
at the core.
Yeah.
At the federal level, cannabis is still completely illegal.
Under the
Controlled Substances Act.
Controlled Substances Act, right?
Yeah, and that's the law of the land.
The big one.
It doesn't matter what states have decided.
Right. Trumps everything.
It's a supreme law issue.
Right. But then you have this, like, ever-expanding number of states legalizing.
It's a patchwork.
Yeah.
Creates this really confusing gray area
Yeah,
for businesses.
for sure.
I mean, you have states that have embraced medical and recreational use.
Right.
Others that allow just medical.
And some that still say no to everything.
Yeah. Completely prohibited.
Yeah.
So it's all over the place.
It is. It's inconsistent.
Yeah.
And that's where traditional financial institutions and a lot of big investors are still hesitant.
Makes sense. It's like too much uncertainty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The legal uncertainties are just too big
Right.
to navigate without potential problems.
Yeah. So understanding this legal, like, I don't even know, dance or stalemate, I guess.
Yeah, maybe stalemate's a better word.
Yeah. Between the federal government and the states.
Yeah.
It's not just about staying out of trouble.
Right.
It directly impacts what kind of financing is even possible
Absolutely.
for these businesses.
Yeah. And the guide emphasizes this,
Yeah.
that this framework, this regulatory framework,
Yeah.
really shapes the whole financial ecosystem
of the entire industry.
Of the cannabis industry, yeah.
It's not enough to just comply with state laws.
Right.
You've got that federal illegality hanging over everything.
Absolutely. Every financial decision.
Yeah, from opening a bank account to, like, seeking big investments.
Yeah, it's always there.
So how does this, like, legal status actually affect the specific financing options available?
Yeah, good question.
Or, I guess, unavailable would be more accurate.
Right.
The guide breaks this down.
It does, yeah, and it states very directly that federal illegality really limits access to most traditional financing.
Right.
Like we talked about, banks and credit unions that are federally insured. They're basically off limits for direct financing.
Makes sense.
Then you have institutional investors like big venture capital firms, private equity groups. They tend to be a lot more cautious because of the legal and reputational risks.
Right, of investing in something that's federally illegal.
Exactly, yeah.
And then crucially, federal small business loans and grants.
Right.
Especially those from the SBA.
Yeah, the SBA.
Are just like not available to cannabis businesses.
Generally not, no.
Whether they're directly involved or like ancillary business.
Right. Any business that makes money from the cannabis industry.
Yeah, so that really cuts off a huge number of the standard funding routes that other businesses rely on.
Yeah, so many businesses use those.
Yeah.
But not cannabis.
Not cannabis.
No.
So it really highlights how important it is for these businesses to find those alternative financing routes.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in our next section.
Right.
But yeah, it's a big limitation.
Huge limitation.
Yeah.
So just to summarize, why so many of these traditional options are off the table?
Right.
The guide lays out the core reasons.
It does.
Pretty clearly.
Yeah. The main issue is that federal prohibition creates what lenders see as just unacceptable risk.
Too risky.
Way too risky.
Yeah.
It leads to banks and credit unions not wanting to serve the industry. No SBA loans, no federal assistance.
Right.
And then the regulatory complexity just adds to the risk.
Yeah, it's a lot to navigate.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And this limited access, it doesn't just affect the cannabis businesses.
Right.
It affects the whole ecosystem.
The whole web.
Yeah, the whole web of businesses that support them.
Right, like suppliers.
Suppliers, equipment manufacturers.
Yeah.
Marketing agencies, security firms.
Right.
Everyone's affected.
Yeah.
The financial constraints on cannabis businesses create challenges for everyone.
Makes sense.
Up and down the supply chain.
Okay, so traditional financing, a lot of roadblocks there.
Yeah, lots of roadblock.
Let's shift gears now.
Okay.
To our third and final section.
Sounds good.
And explore these alternative financing avenues.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting.
The guide highlights, this is where it gets really interesting.
Oh, I think so.
This is where we see some real innovation
for sure.
happening. Right. Absolutely.